that are out on a jolly.
Yeah.
Okay then, mate.
Chris was just saying what a headache it must be.
Oh, completely.
Yeah.
Hold that, mate. There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
There you go. He's got a face for radio, though.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So I
You do your Madonna bit.
mean, I got my invite to come down here by virtue of we won with my classic car
Right.
at an event,
Yeah.
and it said they'd arranged for an exclusive day.
We knew all about it.
Did you? I'm sure you did.
I do remember having a conversation. I think the more I think about it, I do remember having a conversation with one of the organisers. But to be honest, we have lots of conversations with lots of people. So
But it's nice. I mean, we're quite a way away. So it's been nice to come and have a look at an RS2000 down there, which I won my award with. Yeah,
brilliant.
Mine's a Concours
Mark
2.
Oh, Mark 2.
Mark 2 RS2, a black custom.
Yeah.
And it's a Concours one. And we took last year out to show it up and down the country.
Right.
At all the RS Owners Club days, so that they could go over it with a fine tooth comb.
Yeah.
And they did. And
they would.
it won its Gold Cup, which says it's the best that are shown
Right.
in the country.
Yeah.
Now, there's some nice ones up and down that don't get shown.
No.
Obviously. So we took the time out to show ours up and down the country, and it won its Gold Cup.
And a restoration undertaken
That
by...
was 10 years ago.
Right.
And it was done down south by Sherwood Restoration. They did it, and it was
for you, or this before you
no,
bought
this
the
was
car?
before I bought the car,
Right.
and it was 35 grand was that resto 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
And it was a full nut and bolt, and it's black. So when it's done, it needs to be right, and the paintwork has really stood the test of time.
Yeah, they do a good job.
It looks very, very nice. It does, even
Clearly.
now. Even now. And it's nice now to come and compare it myself without
Frisking
others
him on the way out.
saying,
Yeah.
with well, that's the thing. Mine has all the bits, so there's nothing I need, and they're all the right bits.
Oh, we have to frisk all the Ford guys.
And I go looking for the bits that are wrong and think, oh, that's not right, like you do on the TV.
I don't
so
count rivets though, mate.
No, not
no,
really.
not a rivet count.
Not really. Oh,
No.
This is a spot weld, all drilled out and then re-spot welded back in.
I do know
the
exactly.
detail that they have to
Makes my
go
headache
to
just
for
thinking
these
about it,
cars.
to be honest.
And with the RS owners, they go around the car with white gloves on. And two guys, it has to be shown in the air with the wheels off, and they go right round it. And if there's smoke, you start losing points.
I'll tell you a little story now. My father used to judge concours events, and he stopped because it got silly. To be perfectly frank with you. And it was at Pottersbury International, which is his final judging day, as it were. And there was two cars, and they couldn't choose between the two. Do you know how they decided?
Go on.
Dip the oil.
Yeah.
Whoever was nearest the full mark on the oil won.
Wow.
Now, when it gets to that level, it's time to give up.
It's pretty sad.
It's pretty sad. That is true.
Indeed.
So my dad just said, hang on,
Indeed.
enough's enough, thanks, lads. See you later. And that was it. The last time he officially
judged,
because it was just getting silly.
Well, we've said this next couple of years, we're just going to do local shows. And let people appreciate that don't normally see.
Yes.
They're an interest in cars and like to see old cars, but the standard that people do tend to keep them at, and that's what we're doing this year. But that's now starting to put mileage on it.
Yes.
Because when I was doing the RS Owners Club meets, I couldn't drive it there.
No.
Because it was filtered by the time it got there. So it was hiring trailers and pulling it up and down the country. But this year now it's going to get driven.
You're going to use it a bit?
I'm going to use it a bit, yeah.
You also won't need me to tell you that the little shows are great, and we love the little shows. And certainly the evening shows, there's a fantastic atmosphere at some of the evening shows during the summer.
Yeah.
Just be careful, because they don't mean to, but accidental damage and so forth, and parents with kids who can't parent, to be honest with you, they shouldn't be parents. And it is so frustrating at times.
We found we can't leave it.
You can't.
No, you
can't.
And
It's the only downside with a car
now,
of your level.
now when you're driving it, you're more conscious of people about you, and and I always watch who's following me.
Yeah.
I know it's crazy, isn't it?
It's
It
daft.
is
Shame, innit?
crazy.
It's daft, and it
It's
goes.
a fact of life, but
It goes in its very nice garage that's set aside, but then I park cars in front of that garage, and the garage is alone, and the car's immobilised, but you still cars.
No, I know.
It's a shame when it gets like that.
It
But
is.
it is. You have to.
Yeah.
my father, not so much Paul and I, but my father went through that phase of collecting those concours cars. Not restored cars, but original unrestored, low mileage, very low owner cars, which we're lucky enough to still have.
Yeah.
And they became sort of part of the family. We've had them that long now that we won't actually get rid of them. But you don't have as much fun with them, you know.
No, you don't.
As a more usable one. You don't. It is a real challenge at times going out in the
It's a fine line, isn't it? Between how good do you want to be and
well,
just have one that you can shut the door and walk
this
off.
I want to keep as good a standard as I can keep.
Car,
You know, it has a history in that it's quite a rare car. It was a Group 1 performance bits by Ford. So as it came off the line,
different diff,
they put different shocks. The steer, it's a quick rack.
Different rack.
Yeah. It's got the twin 44 IDFs.
Yes.
It's got all this running gear. That's like a bit of his wolf in sheep's clothing. And when they did the restoration, they put an all steel bottom end to the engine. It put a stage 3 head.
It went out to dealers.
It was. And it was promoted round.
Ford produced, it wasn't many, 50.
There's 6.
Oh, was it as little as that?
6.
And it's a little bit like when we had the franchise. If they developed a new model, then they sent one out to each dealer. Obviously in smaller numbers in this case. That you sold from.
The flagship.
Yes.
And these were the RS parts that you could buy if you wanted to go Group 1 rallying,
on the
for
wall
instance.
where you could say,
That's
right,
it.
I'll have that. Yeah. Is it
So
one of 6?
One of 6, and it has the pair of shield seats in it. Had at RS1800 because they were fixed back, and you couldn't have the recliners in the
and
Group
how many
1.
of the 6 are left? Do we know?
5. There's 5 of them.
I know where there's 1.
Yeah.
Well, there's 2 now.
You know where there's 2, and I have the black one. There were 2 black.
Yeah, I know where the other black one is.
Yeah, and there was red, white, and blue. So yeah.
Fantastic.
So
I'm glad you come down, mate.
Yeah, and it's been a pleasure to meet you. It's a fair trek over for us. Oh, excellent. I'll give you that
no, exactly what I was looking for, mate. Good job. Thanks ever so much.
Come on, we'll go and get a cup of tea.
Lovely.
Right then, guys, thank you ever so much for watching our videos. Don't forget to either subscribe, to comment, to like the videos. If you click on notifications, you won't miss any. So be sure and do that as well if you will. Thank you ever so much for watching these, and we'll see you next time.